So now that we've talked about the Humanities Division, we're going to roll right into our Social Sciences Division. We're actually not at the location right now. It's actually above colleges 9 and 10, but it is quite a long walk up a hill, so we're going to stay here for right now. But it is actually our most popular academic division, awarding 45% of our bachelor's degrees every academic year, which is probably because it houses 4 out of our top 10 majors, including psychology, business management, economics, sociology, and environmental studies. What's really cool about our social sciences division, again, is that interdisciplinary approach. One professor I love to talk about is Professor Craig Haney. I don't know how many of you have heard of the Stanford prison experiment, but for those of you that don't know, it was a very controversial experiment that happened at Stanford University in the 1980s. They basically created a mock prison. Some students played the guards, some played the prisoners, and it actually turned quite violent. And we learned a lot about criminal justice in that experiment. And Professor Craig Haney was actually one of the lead researchers on that project, and he's still a professor here today. A good tour guide friend of mine actually has taken a couple classes with him, and what's really cool about Professor Craig Haney is he's actually still working actively on case law. So he's a professor here on campus, but he's still actively working in the community and criminal justice reform. Really great role model for our students to show that they can take what they're learning in the classroom out into their communities. We also have a really cool program that we always like to talk about in the Social Sciences Division called the UCDC Program. In this program, students get an opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. for a quarter and study there. While they're there, they take a couple of courses and they're required to get an internship. And you might think this would only be open for our politics students, but this opportunity is actually open to every single major, which is really cool. So a good tour guide friend of mine said that her friend, who's a history major, actually had an internship at the Smithsonian for a quarter and learned about art history. And then some of the other majors you're going to see in the Social Sciences Division are politics, legal studies, and Latin American Latino studies, and many others as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be handing it over to Julia, who's going to be showing you the rest of our beautiful campus today. Thank you all so much.